Hey guys, what's happening? I love to get on here to answer some frequently asked questions that I get all the time. Here's a quick question for you. Why do you feel sick? Or why do you feel like you kind of have a cold or something after you exercise, especially in cold weather? And so this was a question that I got because there's a guy who lives in the northern US and he's trying to get into exercise, trying to be consistent, and he doesn't know why he's got like a cough after he does a good workout in the gym. And he goes out into the cold weather and he goes home. He's like, man, I just feel like I just caught a cold whenever I did a workout. So let's think about physiologically. What's the point of you getting that cough or you feeling like you got that mucus inside of your throat and your chest post-workout? What's the point of the mucus? Well, think of it like from an immune function purpose or just a normal digestive function purpose. What's the point of mucus? The main thing that mucus does is it protects the inner lining of your organs, such as like there's mucus on the lining of your stomach that keeps your stomach from digesting itself with acid. You also have mucus in your esophagus, in your nose, in the back of your throat. In order to coat that lining of your esophagus and all the tissues that are inside of the orifices in your body. And so this mucus coating keeps the temperature regulated, it keeps everything moist. And whenever you are in the cold, there's an extreme temperature there. You have to condition the air as you breathe it in, especially if you're breathing through your mouth. There's going to be an increased amount of mucus that's produced there in order to protect the lining from the cold air that you're breathing in. If you're breathing in a lot of dusty air, or if you're breathing in stuff that's less conditioned, you're not able to breathe through your nose, you're going to get more mucus. You're going to feel like you have a cough, maybe you have a cold. So a tip for exercise, as you're getting through your exercise, as you're doing the workout, the more you can breathe from your nose, the better. Because one, it's going to keep your heart rate regulated really well. It's going to help you recover between sets and manage how much your heart rate spikes during a workout. Because the nose, it conditions the air more as you breathe in. It makes the air more warm and moist as it hits your lungs and goes past your throat and everything. So that would be the main thing. But also, there may be a degree of, feeling a little bit like you have a cold or something, because exercise in reality, it is an inflammatory response. It's natural. It's a good inflammatory response. It's a stressor. You put an input stressor into your body and you get an inflammatory response that brings about a positive adaptation. It's just like, you get a little bit under the weather from something, or you get exposed to anything, or you're like, oh man, I feel tired from that, I feel worn out, I feel sore. Or even if you catch a cold, you end up recovering from that, and so that it no longer affects you, your body adapts to it. So similar thing with exercise, you might temporarily feel like you have a cold or a cough, you got extra mucus in there, until your body manages that response, gets everything back into homeostasis, or like its average where it wants to be, managing itself, and then that mucus is gone. So it's good post-workout to be able to drink water, especially room temperature water, if you're in a cold environment. Sometimes I'll even put some electrolytes and put warm water into my water bottle, my tumbler, so that it stays warm for a long time. That actually helps clear the mucus a little faster because it's warm. So it helps get that throat, that esophagus into more of a regular temperature that helps clear that mucus quick. So these are a few tips for handling that mucus. Where is it coming from? And so it's a normal part of exercise. And if you're doing intense exercise, understand that there's a point where you just can't breathe through your nose anymore, because your intensity's gone up to the point that you have to use your mouth, because it's easier to breathe in through your mouth whenever the exercise is getting more intense. And so at some point you're going to have to, but expect to be like, okay, I need to do a good warm down or cool down so that I can gradually decrease my breath and my heart rate, and I can breathe through my nose more in that cool down. And I'm going to drink a lot of fluids to help clear that mucus and allow my body to recover and move on to the rest of my day. So these are some quick tips for how to deal with, where does that cold symptoms, or what does that extra mucus or that cough or that feeling of like, what did I do myself, come from after workout, especially in a cold environment.